So here in Moodle, we're going to have a look at how we add an individual override for a quiz timing or the duration that they're allowed to take the quiz. So we're going to jump into quiz 1 here. This type of thing is useful if you have an accommodation for a student or if you have a student that needs to take the quiz on a different date. So you can see here we have a quiz that opens on Monday 18th of March at 9 a.m. and closes at 11 a.m. on the same day with a duration of 2 hours. So to add an override for an individual student, we can come to More and we'll click on Overrides. And then in here we have two options, user overrides and group overrides. We're going to focus on the user overrides in this instance. So we're going to click add user override, and then in here we are going to click in this search box and we can just use the down arrow here and we'll just grab one of our students here, and then you can see we can require a password for this attempt. We can open the quiz on a different date, so we'll open this on the 21st and close it on the 21st. And we'll extend the time period to 9 to 12. And we're going to make this 1.5 times the length of the original exam. So for instance, an accommodation, and we'll make it 3 hours long rather than the 2 hours that other students will have for that quiz. So then we can either click save or save and enter another override. So if we click save and enter another override, it's going to bring us right back to this form where we can select a second student. And you can see in here, times have remained the same. So basically we're adding the same extension for that second student. We don't need to change these boxes. We're saving and entering another override with those same settings. So we'll cancel this third one. And you can see now we have these two overrides set up here. So it's showing us the new start date, the new close date, the duration, and we can also jump in and edit the settings for that particular student. So if we need to make other changes, and then we can also duplicate this as well. So if we hit duplicate, then again, it's going to come back here and we can choose another student that we need to add that override for. So you can see we can quite quickly and easily add multiple overrides depending on those settings. We could have modified these slightly. So overall, it's pretty easy to add those overrides. If we have made one by mistake, then we can hit the trash can and that will delete the override for that one student. So that's a quick overview of how to add individual user overrides for students taking a quiz. Now the other thing worth mentioning here is we can also do the same for our assignments. So if we come to an assignment here and to the More option, you can see we have the same overrides option where we can add a user override, we can search for a student, and in there we can change the allow submissions from and the due date of these as well. So we'll move this back by 1 week, same times, and you can see if you set a cutoff date or time limit, you can also modify those as well for individual students. We have the same duplication options, the same ability to add one student and then continue adding others with the same settings. So whether you're in a quiz or an assignment, you can easily edit those overrides for individual students. Hopefully that's helpful. If you do have any questions, then please get in touch.